Hello everyone, welcome to tutorial number 3 in the Cultivating Mindfulness-Based Resilience series. In today's tutorial, we will cover 2 topics briefly. First, we will touch on an introduction on 4 stages of exercises we call the 4R, which helps us to cultivate fortitude and build resilience in dealing with stress. This is a sustainable, long-term intervention to stress. And the second topic is the 3-step self-compassion, which is a stopgap intervention when we experience stress. Let us begin by taking a quick look at how I presented the 4R exercises introduction to the female persons deprived of liberty at the Correctional Institution for Women.
Resilience. The important thing about resilience is that there are 4 types of exercises. 4 types. And each one begins with the R. I think the first one you already know. Relax! Oh, darling! Alright, relax.
Very good.
Okay, relaxation exercises will help you prevent more stress. Because when something happens and make you stress, if you learn to relax, you will not get worse. The stress will not get out of control. Right? You are in control. Next, you must learn to relieve, let go, release. Release all the tension, because when you are stressed, your body already tense. Now learn to release, let go, okay? So we will have stress relief exercises to release the tension already inside your body. Next, learn to recover, because recover is about your emotional control. Learn to breathe. If you know how to breathe properly, you can calm your emotions. Emotions can be calmed by applying good breathing techniques. So we're going to learn a few breathing techniques. Finally, when you can do all that, you can learn to be mentally tough and mental toughness and agility, cultivating resilience. Okay? So now you understand the 4R? Yes, good. I'm going to give you a test. What's the first R? Relax. What's the second R? Relieve. What's the third R? Recover. And what is the 4th R? Resilience. Very good. Very good. Yay! Very good. Very good. Yay! That's it. I like to see the people in the back doing that. All right. Good. Well done. Good job. So now, you're going to be Wonder Woman. When we read this, I want you to do what Wonder Woman do. You're strong. Okay, let's read this together. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Right? Wonder Woman. Okay.
Cultivating mindfulness-based resilience basically means we practice 4 stages of exercises, right? And it so happened that these 4 stages of exercises begin with the letter R. These are progressive. That means one leads to another, or one leads to the other. They're progressive, right? They're not discrete exercises. Of course, you can practice them in a discrete manner, but basically they are progressive in how they can help you prevent the stress from getting out of control and then helping you to build resilience, right? So the first R is, of course, relax. What relax does is to prevent more stress from happening. So the moment we feel stressed, when we learn to relax, we are preventing this stress from getting out of control. But that is not enough, because some parts of our body are already tensed. So now we're going to practice relief. Stress relief exercises help us consciously and purposefully focus on that part of the body that is already tensed, and consciously and purposefully release the tension in that part of the body. This will make a more sustainable state of relaxation, a more sustainable state of bodily comfort. Now, when you have reached this point, you have now attained a certain level of bodily comfort, and you're feeling now not stressed anymore, but you are still feeling anxious. There is still a level of anxiety going on because you have already experienced the initial effect of stress. So now you got to calm your mind. And that's where breathing exercises come in to help you recover. And this recover means to actually bring the mind to a state of calmness, composure. You need to reach that because by that time, when your mind is composed, you can now think of a more sustainable long-term solution, how to deal with whatever is happening around you. So it helps you calm emotional arousal. And finally, to make all this sustainable in the long term, you have to cultivate this mental toughness and agility. So I will go through each of these 4 R's one by one so that we can look through what is the reason behind each of these practice, how can we practice it, and how can we benefit from it. Now, today's tutorial, we are not touching on the actual exercises. I will talk about these actual exercises maybe starting next tutorial. So today's tutorial, we're just looking at the top line, basically the overview of these 4 progressive exercises. Starting with the first one, relaxation exercises. It prevents more stress. See, this is what happens. When we experience something that is traumatic, arousing our emotions, something which represents threats and conflicts and adversity, right? Problems, and something which is uncertain, it also arouses some anxiety. All these experiences will trigger a reaction in the amygdala. I mentioned that in the first tutorial. So the amygdala triggers the release of stress hormones. At this point in time, the moment we experience stress, our body is flooded with stress hormones. So this process of stress hormones being released is autonomous. That means it happens automatically and within us, inside of us, it happens. That's why stress is not something that happens out there. Stress is something that happens in here. What happens out there is basically circumstances which represent stressor or triggers, right? Or somebody pushing your button, so to speak. But what happens inside? Stress is what happens inside because of the stress hormone. You got to do something about it. So relaxation basically helps you prevent this stress hormones from getting out of control. So the moment you realize you're stressed and you start to relax, this relaxation will actually help to prevent more stress from happening. But of course, it does not alleviate the stress completely. It has already happened. Your body is already flooded with stress hormones, right? So basically, this relaxation exercise is a stopgap measure, the immediate intervention that helps you reduce or prevent the stress from getting out of control and reduce the harmful effects of stress on you. So this is the first step, first stage. Because when we experience stress, right, the mind gets disturbed, and this disturbance causes anxiety. Now, if we don't do something about it, if we don't relax, this anxiety can get out of control, and the mind now enters into a state of distress, emotional distress. Therefore, it is very important to learn to relax the moment we experience stress arising within us. And we know stress arises within us if we were to practice mindfulness. That means we are aware and conscious to how the body is changing. So note that even though you try to relax the moment you get stressed, at this point in time, your body is not yet fully relaxed because there's still some hormones left over in the body. And this is where the second set of exercises come in. Stress relief exercises. This will help you release stress tensions that are existing in the body, leftover effect. So after the initial stress reaction occurred, various parts of the body are already tensed. And this is the leftover effect of the initial stress hormones being released. So even though you relax, you can still feel some tensions in your body. And that's why you need to practice stress relief exercises to release the tensions in that part of the body and to reduce the tightness in that part of the body. So stress relief exercises help to release this leftover tensions in the body, allowing the body now to fully relax. So if you were to practice these stress relief exercises after you learn to relax, you can now become more comfortable. You will reach a state where your body is almost fully free from stress, but not entirely, right? Because there is still the mind you have to work in, and there is still the part of the mind you have to work on. And that's where the third exercise comes in. And this is a time where you got to do breathing exercises to help you calm your emotional arousal. Because at this point in time, even though your body is trying to relax and you become more and more comfortable, your mind is still experiencing some level of anxiety. So breathing exercises can help you calm emotional arousal. So a relaxed body is a necessary condition for a calm mind. So that's why we need to practice stage 1, stage 2, that means relax, relieve, before we calm the emotions. We got to relax the body first before we calm the mind, because a relaxed body is a necessary condition for a calm mind. Let me repeat that. This is very important. A relaxed body is a necessary condition for a calm mind. If your body is not relaxed, it's very hard to calm the mind. Let me ask you, in the process of dealing with stress, a lot of people say, oh, you got to relax the body. You got to calm the mind. So there are two things you got to do. Relax the body, calm the mind. But you can't do both at the same time. You got to do one after another, because the mind, this is the reality about how the mind works. The mind can only focus on one thing at a time. So it can initially focus either on relaxing the body first or calming the mind first. What do we do first? Relax the body first. Why? Which is easier to do? Relax the body is easier to do, or calm the mind is easier to do? You see? So therefore, a relaxed body is a necessary condition for a calm mind. Learn to relax first with the first two stages. Then go into this breathing process, breathing exercises, and that can help you calm your mind. And these breathing exercises calm the mind, leading to this mental composure. By this time, when you reach this stage, you will now be ready to think about how you can deal with the problem. So you got to think how you can deal with the problem in terms of how you can either get rid of the problem. There are three ways you can deal with the problem. Number one, the best, if you can, but most of the time we can't. Let's say number one, get rid of the problem, remove the problem. Now, we can't always do that. We know that, Take a simple example. If someone is saying things to hurt us, what does it mean to remove the problem? It means to remove that person? No, you can't do that. Okay. So the first, remove that person or remove the problem. The second is to change the way you think about the problem, the way you perceive the problem. And third, change the way you respond to the problem. So in other words, to help you change the way you perceive what's going on, so that you can now attain a certain level of mental composure, or to change the way you respond to the problem, you got to relax the body and then calm the mind. Okay. So this is where the third exercise comes in. Now, in level 1 of this cultivating mindfulness-based resilience program, uh, level 1 program deals up to these 3 stages. There will be some elements of the fourth exercise, but basically level 1 represents up to here. But then we also have the fourth types of exercises, which is building mental toughness and agility. This is something where we will do quite a bit of exercises in level 2. So for level 1, we will only do a little bit of this at a very surface level, okay? Because this is more for the long-term, sustainable solution to dealing with stress. And basically, when you have attained bodily comfort and mental composure, now you are prepared to apply the way you think, positive thinking, beneficial thinking process, right? And to help you cultivate fortitude and build resilience. Fortitude is really the mental strength. And the resilience is really the long-term ability to recover quickly and adapt easily. Now, some of you may not be familiar with the word fortitude. Let's take a look at what the dictionary says. In the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it defines fortitude as strength of mind that enables a person to encounter danger or bear pain or adversity with courage. Basically, it's a mental process where your mind is strong, mental toughness, right? So that you are able to withstand the problem that is happening and you can recover from it. But recovering from it is not enough. You got to learn to adapt to it. And that's where resilience comes in. Resilience is a broader thing. It's a more sustainable process of both recovery and adaptation. So resilience is defined in the Merriam-Webster dictionary as the ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Right? So basically, that is what resilience means. Okay. So when we are able to develop this mental toughness and mental agility with these exercises, it prepares our mind so that we are able to recover quickly and adapt easily when we experience traumatic experiences or adversities, challenges, threats and conflicts, or anxiety and uncertainties, okay? So mental toughness and agility. Mental toughness, I have simply defined mental toughness as the mental strength that helps us recover from stressful situations. This is really the same as fortitude. So fortitude really means this mental toughness. But as I said, mental toughness is not enough. We got to cultivate mental agility. This is the mental flexibility, the flexibility of the mind that helps us learn. So not just deal with, but learn from it. Learn and maneuver, work our way around the obstacles. We can't always get rid of the obstacle. If we can get rid of the obstacle, that's great. But we can't always get rid of obstacles. So we got to work our way around the obstacles. So help us learn and maneuver around obstacles and challenges to become smarter and better at adapting to the new realities. Something that is happening to us, and then we can't always get rid of the problem. Okay? Therefore, I have defined mindfulness-based resilience as the ability to recover quickly and adapt easily to traumatic experiences, adversities, and uncertainties. Okay? So, as you can see, I'm using Spider-Man in the men's prison and Wonder Woman in the women's prison. And a very, very famous saying from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So each of us is responsible for our own well-being. And that's why we use this example using the Wonder Woman as the role model here. And always remember this, things happening out there, we can't always get rid of the problem. So when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Okay, so this is something very important that I stress with the incarcerated community. They cannot change their environment. They are incarcerated. Every day they are stuck in that prison, facing the same people. Some of them give them a lot of trouble. So they got to learn to deal with it. They can't change their circumstances, but they can change themselves. So this is a very important thing to remember. And the way we can change ourselves is always to realize, if it is to be, it is up to me. You want changes within yourself? It's up to you. Do it yourself. Right? Resilience is a DIY. Do it yourself. If it is to be, it is up to me. Okay. Next, we talk about relaxation.
So the first thing we learn is how to practice exercise relaxation. There are 3 steps. I call them 3-step self-compassion to learn how to relax properly. Something is happening out there. Now, if something is happening out there and we react, it's no good. So the first thing you need to learn when something goes wrong and hurting you, pause. Don't do anything. Pause, okay? And first you pause. Because the moment something goes wrong, your body is already a little bit stressed. Your body is all tensed up. Pause, don't do anything. The next thing is relax. Take a deep breath, relax. Okay. And then after a while, your body is more calmed down and your mind is more composed. Then you think what to do next. How to solve the problem, or how to overcome the problem, or how to avoid the problem, right? How to recover from the problem. Think, right? Because if your body is not relaxed, you cannot think properly. You can only think properly if your body is relaxed. The body and the mind are connected. If your body is not good, your mind cannot be calm. Same thing, if your mind is not stable, your body cannot be relaxed. I'll give you one example. In the morning, you wake up and suddenly you realize, oh, you have a headache. Ay, masakit. Right? You have a headache and you're coughing. Now, if you have a headache and you're coughing, maybe a little bit of fever, can you think clearly? Oh, your mind is confused. Your mind is angry because, oh, why am I sick? Right? So your body affects your mind. Now, the other way around. You wake up one morning, you feel very good, very strong. Oh, nice, beautiful morning. Right? And the air is fresh, you feel good. Then you go outside, and then you receive a message from somebody sending a message to CIW informing you a dearly beloved relative just passed away. Oh, you kusum sakit, oh. Now your emotion, your mind is no good, right? If your mind is no good, is your body strong? No, see? The mind affects the body affects the mind. So we got to learn how to do both. Learn to relax first, because relaxation is the first thing you learn to do. Only by relaxing the body can you calm the mind. That's why you need these 3 steps. Something goes wrong, pause, relax. When you are relaxed, and then think how to solve the problem. If you are not relaxed, you cannot think clearly. Your mind is confused. Okay? So what are the three steps? The first thing to do? Pause. What is the second thing? Relax. And what is the third thing? Think. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yay! Very good. Very good. Yay!
When I presented this program inside the prison, I kept it very simple. I focus on two things: exercises, teach them to do exercises. And the second thing is to make it fun for them. So you will see in next tutorial, I will show you how I present those exercises. But during this occasion, I just taught them simply this 3-step self-compassion. And the 3-step self-compassion, in summary, is quite simple. Pause, right? Something happens, arouses stress within you. You realize your body is changing. Your heart is beating faster. Your breathing is deepening. Your muscles all tensed up, right? And your blood pressure rising. Pause. Do not react. Because if you any kind of reaction, whether to fight against it, to run away from it, or trying to change the situation, any kind of reaction will prolong the stress and worsen the stress. It will make the stress get worse or even out of control. Okay. So pause. Do not react. And then relax. Take deep breath, right? And then only think what you can do. So I will show you in a future tutorial how I go through this think process. Okay, THINK is an acronym. We'll talk about it in one of the later tutorials. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize that this 3-step self-compassion is a very powerful, immediate intervention when we experience stress. So it is very helpful to be able to practice this, to pause, to not react, to relax, and then to think of wholesome and beneficial way to resolve the problem. And with this, I end today's sharing. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you good health, peace, comfort, and happiness. Thank you.